Today we're going to be going through my WrestleMania 42 WWE World Wish List for action figures, man. I'm going to be giving you the figures that I want to see from Mattel, that I hope to see from Mattel. And of course, I want to get this out first. Anything that is first time in the line, a character we've never seen from Mattel, you know, in terms of their first figure, maybe it's a rookie figure, maybe it's somebody that has never been produced in the Mattel line, or maybe it's a legend that we have never gotten. All of those are obviously on the list. I want to see everybody made that is possible, and so that is first off rip. I want to go ahead and get that out of the way, but we were just days away from being out in Vegas, getting the reveals, and so I wanted to get into my wish list before I fly out there, and I don't want to miss this video. So let's get into it, man. I also want to hear from you down in the comment section below what your personal wish list is, and I want to hear from you down below, man, so let me know. But let's get into my wish list, or what I hope to see from the Mattel team in Vegas. We're going to break it down, man. So the first thing I want to get into here, man, is something I've talked about for years, but I think it's such a layup that they can do, and something that's so easy, is taking the Elite 122 Stone Cold Steve Austin and just redoing it. And they honestly, this is kind of a unlimited money glitch. This is what I call this, because everybody, or at least to me, this is such an easy thing to do for Austin, because you get the watch, you have the updated Jack formula. All you have to do is switch the shorts color and then give us a new shirt that we haven't seen, and then you could change the head sculpt here and there, because we have so many head sculpts from Stone Cold. A lot of them look really, really good. I think this is an easy layup, and I hope to see some 2001 Austins. I want to see the 01 Austin, maybe where he threw Angle's medals off the bridge, or that return to take out the Alliance, where he had the pull cue and he returns and beats the hell out of everybody with the white knee braces. That Austin 316 graphic with the orange and red with the skull on the back, that's one of the most iconic looks ever. The what shirt would also be great. That was from around 02, I do believe. So they could do it, man. These are such layups. I just want to see an Austin repainted or redone using the Elite 122 body, maybe in the Legends line, something like that. We'll have to see, but that's the first figure that I have on my list. Next up, we have Return Brock Lesnar. Return Brock Lesnar. This is one that I really want. I'd like to see an updated Brock Lesnar. I mean, any Lesnar with the updated look is fine, but I really want him in jeans, man, with the cutoff shirt, with the belt buckle and the boots coming out there, cowboy hat, SummerSlam. That's what I really want to see, and I hope that we get that in figure form. I hope it's not a basic. I really don't want to see a basic figure. Even though that'd be cool, I'd still probably grab it. I just want it in elite form. I think that would be really great. I mean, an Ultimate Brock, an updated Ultimate Brock would be really special as well, specifically because, you know, I think that his second Ultimate Edition, I think, is the best Ultimate Edition that Mattel has ever done, and I think that that would be a really great figure as well. But Return Lesnar, man. Give me Return Lesnar from SummerSlam. That'd be a peak figure. I would love to see that. Please give me that, Mattel. That would be great. Another one that I want to see is Matt Cardona, man. I think that it's kind of inevitable we're going to get a lot of Matt Cardonas. I'm sure that he was in their ear immediately when he returned. I think he returned in January this year, so not quick enough to get a figure. I bet we'll see at least a render image of Matt Cardona. Maybe we'll get some sort of prototype. I highly doubt it, though, because I think that he needs an update. You can't... I hope to God they don't just fast-track him a figure unless it's a re-release of his previous figures, but his physique, you know, is a lot bigger now compared to those figures of the past, and I think that they need to go back to the drawing board. I personally would use the Xavier Woods torso, I think, for him, and if they did some sort of Ultimate Edition, I think the Triple H Ultimate Edition, the Monday Night Wars version, would be really good, but a Matt Cardona figure would be really great. I hope to see a Matt Cardona figure in some case. I think, again, we'll see one maybe at the panel or something like that for the renders, and maybe they'll show off a lot of first time, because I feel like they brought in a lot of different talent. You get into the AAA talent, the Danhausens, the Matt Cardonas. A lot of different talent has came in recently, and so I hope to see him in figure form in some way. And then that also brings me to Royce Keys, man, Powerhouse Hobbs. I would love to see him get a figure as well. I think that he's a really awesome dude. He deserves the best. I hope that his figure is great. His AEW figure is really great. Say what you will about the arms. I know the arms were a bit skinny and stuff, but it was a really, really good figure, really underrated figure. I like the boots and stuff. There's some really good stuff about that figure, and I think that a render of him is totally possible. You know, whether we get a basic, an elite, I can see them pushing an elite of him out, you know, get him into the main line, but getting one of him would be really great as well. Similar to Matt Cardona, like we were talking about, man. I think that, it just kind of writes itself. These are easy characters we can get into the line. And so I'm expecting to see at least render images of these guys, and I think he debuted at the Royal Rumble. So I think, it's going to be a minute there before we get the figure in hand. I think at Comic-Con is maybe when we'll see some prototypes of a Matt Cardona, a Royce Keys, and then my next character on my list, which of course is going to be Danhausen. This would be an epic reveal, and again, I think this is going to be some sort of render, and the figure will probably be rushed out. I don't think it would take too much thinking to kind of get it right, but I don't expect too much out of his first figure just because I think it's going to be fast-tracked. So if there's some goofy things with this figure, won't really shock me because I know they're going to try and fast-track that figure and not really go through all the crossing the T's, dotting the I's. We'll see, but Danhausen, of course, is on the list. I think that they could get away with a million Danhausens. He's going to be kind of the new Penta, and I'd take a new Penta as well. I think we will see the Ultimate Edition, of course, that was teased back at Mattel revealed, and so, yeah, Penta will most definitely be happening. I hope to get and see a lot more Pentas. Even in basic form, they'll look really sick. But Danhausen is absolutely on my list. He is 100% at the top, probably. I don't know about at the top because I know he's coming. It's not like, when I think about wish list, I think of things that probably won't happen, but they're on my wants list at the same time. It's kind of wish list, want list, whatever the case is, but Danhausen is 100% on there. I think if you ask any figure collector, they want to see a Mattel Danhausen. And we have so many great Jazzwares, AEW ones, but I want to see what Mattel can do with that and what that figure would look like and what accessories he'll come with. And I really like his boots, so I think that would be really cool to see in figure form as well. But the next figure that I have on my list is going to be a bald heel Randy Orton. This one is another layup. We talk about this often on the channel, especially here in 2026. We've discussed it quite a bit on the channel. Just an easy layup, man. You really don't even have to go too far because you could take his Elite 9 or his Elite 12 and just redo it in the Legends Greatest Hits or something like that where you true effects that head sculpt and take the hair off. Or, I mean, even if they gave it with hair on it, we could acetone the hair off. I just think that that's such an easy one. Give them the skinnier arm mold, give them the old body style, not the modern. You can't use it for modern, you can't use the modern Randy Orton formula if you're trying to make that, classic 09 version. So I hope that that's the case. I really want to see more Randy Ortons, not just a bald heel Randy Orton. Just early on Randy Ortons would be great with me. We do know that we are getting a Randy Orton in Elite 128, I do believe, which I do believe is going to be a modern day. I think it's going to be a current day Randy, not going to be really a throwback or flashback Randy. But I want to see bald Randy Orton. I want to see psychotic Randy Orton. And I want to see them reuse that pissed off head sculpt, man. Give us some new, cool Randy Orton head sculpts. And so that's what I hope to see there on my wish list. Another one is going to be Joe Hendry, man. Joe Hendry, we do know that we got a few of his unsanctioned figures from Ringside Collectibles. Really good figures, not bad. The head sculpts are what they are. The figure, though, is a good representation of him, at least from the neck down. I'm not a big fan of the head sculpts on the Ringside figures. However, I think that Mattel, with everything going on there, they could easily make a good basic, a good elite, and they could really, dress it up nice, have a good formula, have a good posable Joe Hendry, and then you could, have multiple Joe Hendrys in your collection, and you could even use that Ringside Collectibles base, the entrance great style base with the music. You could put him on there. So I think there's a lot of fun you could have with Joe Hendry, and I hope that we finally get to see Joe Hendry in figure form. Again, that's what I'm talking about, man. It seems like this year there are so many characters they brought in or have not had figures made that they could really capitalize on. There should be a lot of new, fresh faces in the line. And I know I've said a bunch of characters we've seen before, but at the same time, these are a lot of characters we haven't seen. And I think that, the repaints and stuff, I like to collect multiple versions of the same character. So there's that. But there is so many fresh faces on the surface or on the table for them to make. And hopefully they capitalize on that and we get a lot of these new figures of these new characters. But the next one is kind of new, not really. I guess it is because we only have one basic of her, and it's going to be Soul Ruka, man. I really want to see a Soul Ruka Elite, man. A Soul Ruka Elite. Ideally, I'd like to see her in the Royal Rumble Elite line. I know that the Royal Rumble just happened. It would shock me greatly. What's crazy is, getting a Sol Ruka Elite in the Royal Rumble line would be amazing because that's the best gear she's ever worn. Probably one of the better women's attires that I remember in recent memory. Just a really sweet gear, and she handmade it on her TikTok. I remember watching that. It came across my For You page around Royal Rumble time where she handmade that attire. And so that would even make the figure more special. But I don't know how she could have handmade the gear and then have a figure ready that quickly of a turnaround, especially to release of the figure, unless it was done a year in advance. So I think if we are going to get a Sol Ruka Elite of that gear, it's going to be a long time till we see it. Probably Comic-Con we'll see some sort of prototype, and then it won't release until later on with the Elite line that I think is shown off at Comic-Con. So I guess that could make sense. But getting the figure or seeing a prototype of it this early would just be asinine. There's no way. I don't agree with that. But Sol Ruka Elite figure would be great. And then, man, you're just going to get into my same old wish list. My wish list that kind of has cobwebs on it. I mean, I'm sure there's some others, but Mattel did do a pretty decent job of knocking some of those off last year with the RVD, Money in the Bank. You got the Steve Blackman that was on my list forever. I mean, any characters like that we're still waiting on, Raven, Al Snow, stuff like that. Of course they're on the list, but just the kind of benchmarks that we talk about all the time. New Demon Finn Balor, layup. I know he's wrestling at WrestleMania 42, so hopefully, if we don't get a Demon Finn Balor revealed at this Mania in some way, I want to see a new Ultimate Demon Balor with the Finn Balor Ultimate Torso. But if we don't get one this year, hopefully next year, for the love of God, we will see that because he's wrestling this year. And I think that the outcry of people wanting a Demon Ultimate will hopefully lend itself towards getting one finally from Mattel. So we'll see about that, but Demon Finn Balor, of course, on my list. Next up is the Angle boots, the Kurt Angle boots. We get all these Kurt Angles. We've had so many Kurt Angles. They've yet to make the boots that I want, man. Give me the red, white, and blue boots. For the love of God, please. It's going to remain on the list until we actually see it. Also, we have Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. I want to see some more Roman Reigns. Some good Roman Reigns. Head sculpts primarily. Maybe we'll get some cool basics or whatever. I love the new Elite formula, but I'd like to see them do some good gears or just, I don't know, man. It's all about the head sculpt mainly because we kind of have the parts. Now it's about getting the head sculpts right and getting the right way that I want it to look. So we'll just see if they can actually get it right. And then next up, we also have... Also, I want to see Demonito. I think that would be fantastic for Finn Balor. That would be a cool little accessory that they can include. Any Finn Balor figure I'll be good with. I do want to see a new Finn Balor, some new head sculpt, something like that. The beard, the update, 2025, something like that would be cool. Maybe one of his oversized shirts would be cool to get into the line. I don't know how they tool that up or whatever, but it'd be cool. And then last but not least on my list, I have WrestleMania 41 AJ Styles in the white attire. My God, what an elite this would be. I hope to Jesus we see this attire. And all you have to do is copy the Elite formula, not the Elite 116. I guess you can give them that torso or whatever, but I want to see the Elite 104 style formula or the Greatest Hits Elite formula. And you just give them the white gear with the blue and gray or silver with the sparkles, man. That's such a great attire, man. Jeez. That would be absolutely beautiful. You guys know I love the white gears and the white attire, so that would be great. And then I would love to see a Seth Rollins from WrestleMania 41 as well in the white gear. That would be a sweet figure as well. So hopefully we get these things, man. Hopefully we see a lot of this, if not all of this. I think a lot of this is plausible. I don't think I put anything on here that is just a shot in the dark. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention Hardy Boys. Hardy Boys are going to be at WWE World. Now, will they get action figures? I'm not going to say they are. I highly doubt it, honestly. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there that they're on my wish list, of course. Any Hardy Boys I'll take. Just any updated Hardy Boys, any new Hardy Boys, I would be over the moon for. So that's what we're holding out for. But I wanted to add in the Hardy Boys at the end here. Forgot they were on my list. So wanted to put that in there, man. But yeah, man. Hopefully we get some good stuff. I'm looking forward to it. I want to know from you down in the comment section below what your wish list is. But this is my personal wish list. And hopefully if anything like this does come out, I will be excited for it, man. We're going to, of course, cover everything on the channel, man. When we're going out to Vegas, I'm going to be putting up all the reveals. Follow along on Instagram. Follow along on the channel. We're going to be posting up everything about the news and the reveals, and you can even check out my Facebook page where I'll be posting a lot of the reveals as well. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, man, we're going to be covering it all, and I hope you guys do enjoy. It's going to be a blast out there in Vegas, regardless of how you feel about the show itself, with the Cody and Randy Orton dilemma. Hopefully the rest of the card will stack out, and maybe it'll be enjoyable regardless. I'm going to be at the show, and I hope to see a lot of you guys there, but let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time. Have a blessed one, and I'll catch you guys later.